Yes.
Almighty God, who in thy wisdom and goodness has appointed the offices of rulers and parliament for the welfare of society and just government of men, we beseech thee to behold with thy abundant favor all thy servant whom thou hast been pleased to call to the performance of important tasks in this land. Let thy blessing descend upon us here in this house assembled. Grant us that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner, to promote thy honor and glory, to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country, and of those whose interests thou hast committed our child. Amen. Clerk.
Correction and approval of record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 9th September 2025.
Honorable members, the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 9 September 2025 is before us for correction and approval. Can any honorable member please move a motion for correction and approval of the said record of votes and proceedings? The member for Sabah Sanjar.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to move that the records of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sittings of Tuesday, 9 September 2025 be corrected and approved.
Any seconder? Member for Nyamina West.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I rise to second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 9 September 2025 be approved. Any issue or issues or observation from honorable members may do so by show of their attack, and we'll take a look at the record page by page, and of course we'll begin with page 1. Any member who have issues may do so by show of tax. Member for Sabah Sanjal.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Just a little bit clarity here. On page 1, consideration stage, I'm not sure about the continuation of the consideration stage of the election bill. Is it 2022 or 2021? That I'm not sure.
Yes, it was 2021. It was presented to Parliament in 2021, and yeah, it's 2021. So following the conclusion of the consideration stage, I think there was amendment. We made an amendment earlier, so it will be effected on the draft, on the clean copy that one generally presenting on the 29th, I think. Oh, anyway, the appointed date for the third reading. Any order on page 1? Page 2? Can we move to page 2? Page 3, can we move to page 3? Member for Serekunda.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Swaibu Toure's name is captured on those that were present yesterday, while she should be on those that are absent with
The
punishment.
member for Woolly is.
Number 13.
Page 3. Can we move to page 4? In the absence of that, let's move to page 5.
Honorable Speaker.
Page 4, yes, member for Lower Salum.
Honorable Speaker, page 4. The minister replied, if I can read, the Honorable Speaker informed the members of the absence of the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs as scheduled on the order paper. It therefore, in accordance with orders 14.3 of the standing orders, vary the order paper. Honorable Speaker, this was not the communication that you have made to the members, because actually he not because of he was absent. This is why, because he was here in the chamber at the premises of the parliament. So not because of he was absent. No, we saw him here.
Yes, Sawasanja. On page 4.
Yes, about the same issue.
No, if you have any observation or issues or correction. Yes, anything on page 4? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's on the same matter raised by the Honorable Member for Lower Salem. Yeah, what I'm saying is that, yes, he may be within the premises, but he wasn't here. So if he was absent, if you saw him in the premises, doesn't mean that he was actually reporting to us. Because being present here is what we regard as present, but not when you are within the premises of the National Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you. Any order on page? Can we move to page 5?
Honorable Speaker, you see, Honorable Speaker, you know, I move a motion, I move orders 100 of the standing orders that if minister failed to attend the reply of the parliament, there should be an act whereby it's a contempt to the National Assembly. But then your communication doesn't match with what is here. So if I thought it's absent, then then we're going to get him the contempt. Because I raised a point of order. Then which you have ruled out because of based on the issues that was discussed there. But if another is absent, we go by this, so we're going to charge him with the contempt. Yes.
Honorable members, Honorable Follower Salum, you rose to a point of order yesterday, and of course it was ruled out based on the fact that it was inapplicable. And this one, they only summarize of events, and in fact it was before proceeding commenced. So I am not sure. I don't think they'll be able to capture all that transpired, because even during the consideration, you've said a lot, I said a lot, the Attorney General and other members, but it's not captured here. So it's not all that you said is captured in the minutes. You raised the issue of 100 and contempt, and I said that was wrong because the minister have not refused to come to Parliament or to present a statement of his oral reply. Never. And what I said, and of course, that all that you said and other members who rose to observe, or it's not been captured. But the essence was the Honorable Minister was in the chamber to answer for his business. But I told you yesterday that it was not his fault not to come. And I even stated that he was here the following day. And even today, he was in the chambers to answer to the assembly on an important national issue. So he never refused. He have never committed any contempt. But we cannot put all those things there. So we have noted that down. Now I will install the table clerk to appropriately, when they are correcting the minutes, to capture the essence so that it will not reflect as if he refused to come. He never refused to come. And then because there was, and I stated clearly, there was a communication breakdown between our office and their office. So that communication breakdown, I would want them to put it there, not to say that, order please, order. So let them put it there, not to put those contempt or whatever there. Order, honorable members, let's move to page 5. Page 5. Page 5. Yes, member for Jara Central. Stop murmuring there, please.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on page 5, question number 6.
Ponye Councillor, this is not Bantaba and Councillor, please, and Janjambure. Please, no, honorable member for Janjambure, don't do that, please. No, please. No, but I didn't ask you to speak. No, please, honorable. No, Janjambure and Fonye Councillor, please. Janjambure and Fonye Councillor, don't do that. No. Member for Jara Central, please take the floor.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. On question number 6, questions put and agreed to, that clauses 54 to 60 stand part of the bill. The question should carry, it should be in its plural form. Because it was numerous questions asked, so it shouldn't only be questions. So it should.
Members, number 6, that question should be questions.
And wherever it appears, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Yes.
Any order on page 5? Page 6? Can we move to page 6? Any order on page 6? Any order on page 6? Can we move to page 7? Any order on page 7? Page 8? Page 9? Yes, Member for Sabah Sanjal.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the 2021 elections bill, you have up to 6th schedule, but it is not here. I've not seen the 6th schedule, so and I believe it should be captured. They already stopped. They only stopped at the 5th schedule.
Yes, please, table clerk, take note of the 6th schedule. Any order? Thank you. Thank you, Member for Sabah Sanjal. It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 9 September 2025, be approved with amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk, you may proceed.
Thank you. Questions for oral answers.
Honorable members, in accordance with Order 14.3, I'll vary the order paper to allow the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation, and Gambians abroad to begin our day. Honorable members, as per the order paper and Order 41.1 of the standing orders, today is questions for oral answers. Furthermore, as a reminder, clause 43 of the standing orders limited supplementary questions to 7 in total, 2 for the honorable member asking the question and 5 among other members. Therefore, we will proceed with the honorable ministers scheduled today to give their oral answers. Thank you so much. Clerk, we may proceed.
Thank you. Questions for oral answers. The Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation, and Gambians abroad.
Questions for which due notices were. Thank you, Clerk. The Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation, and Gambian abroad, please, you may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation, and Gambian abroad by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 2.
Honorable Speaker.
Who is that?
No, sir.
What?
Because
No, honorable member, you are out
what
of
we have
order.
here.
No, you are out of order.
No, you allow me to come.
I didn't allow you. I just I had a voice. I don't know who. But I don't know why you are. Are you on a point of order? Yes, I can't hear you. Can you use your mic?
I think, yes, very good. I said, on the document that is circulated to us, the other paper,
Oh, okay.
the Minister of Justice should come first. Either you vary the other paper.
Honorable members, take your seat, please. Sit down. You know, I always advise that members, when they're in the chambers, they concentrate and maintain decorum. You cannot be, because if you're in the chambers and... All right. Honorable members, thank you. Order, honorable members, order, please. Honorable members, order. Lower Salum and Fonyi Kansala, stop that. Maybe he was doing similar things. You are with us now. Thank you. Question number 209 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Banjul Central.
Honorable Speaker, over the past 3 years, 5 Gambian nationals were reportedly detained in Greece. It has been brought to light that one has since been released, while another, Musa Trawale, reportedly escaped. However, 3 citizens, Ahmad Gay, Babukar Sise, and Ismail Abba, remain detained under unclear circumstances. Could the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation, Governments Abroad, update this August Assembly on the status of investigations surrounding their detention and inform us of any diplomatic steps being taken to ensure their rights and well-being are safeguarded?
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, good morning, honorable members of the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation, and Gambians Abroad is actively following up on the detention of the 5 Gambian nationals in Greece through our mission in Madrid, which covers Greece. In addition, I have personally contacted the Office of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Greece, and they have assured me that the matter will be looked into with urgency. The ministry remains fully committed to safeguarding the welfare of Gambian citizens abroad and will provide a detailed report on the plight of the detained Gambians once the investigations are concluded. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, this question was sent months ago, and we understand that you are just taking over, so we'll be considerate with regards to this. However, are you saying that throughout all these months, there has been no particular investigation done on this, and that you are starting fresh investigations on this particular case?
Thank you. The briefings that I received from my team is that they have been engaging the Greece authorities through our mission in Madrid. But like we spoke yesterday, I took the opportunity to speak with the Office of the Minister yesterday, and then they have given me the assurances that they will look into this matter with urgency. And I believe I will report back to this Assembly on the ongoing investigation regarding our nationals. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. We definitely appreciate. I could see the enthusiasm. He actually called me personally yesterday on this issue. So my only worry is, meaning that the ministry did not take any step with regards to this, because by now you would have at least made a report on this particular issue, because it was sent months ago. So meaning the ministry has done nothing on this particular issue, and you have to start afresh.
Madam Speaker, we're not starting afresh. In fact, the ministry has been engaging the Greece authority through our mission in Madrid.
Member for Pony Bentankranai.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, when you said they said they are going to look into the matter, can you please go in detail? What do you mean by they are going to look into the matter? Because anybody can come and say they are going to look into the matter. But we are asking about the right questions for the right answers. What do you mean when you say they say they are going to look into it? Please.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, when we received the information from the honorable member, we also wanted to ask for more information regarding the plight of the nationals, our nationals. We need to know where they are being detained. We've only communicated the information to the Greece authorities, but we are still not aware of where they've been detained as to what their conditions are. We are still doing the investigation to be ascertain of the plight of our citizens, in Greece. That is the kind of investigation that we are talking about.
Correction number 283 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as the Gambia holds the chairmanship of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, could the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Governments Abroad inform this August Assembly what role or effort has the government made to negotiate and put a stop to this Israel-Palestine war?
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, the Gambia's foreign policy is firmly carved within the framework of the purposes and the principles of the Charter of both the United Nations and the African Union. It anchors on mutual respect for sovereignty, equality, independence, and territorial integrity of states, as well as the maintenance of international peace, security, and the promotion of friendly relations among nations. In this spirit, the Gambia continues to support the just cause of the Palestinian people and remains committed to a peaceful settlement of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict through dialogue, diplomacy, and the two-state solution, while also leveraging its position as chair of the OIC to amplify international efforts in support of peace and justice. Over the years, the Gambia has stood firmly with Palestine, joining other countries in condemning actions by Israel that undermines the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people, while continuing to participate actively in international forum that seeks to advance the two-state solution and the implementation of the United Nations resolutions on Palestine. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, we are very much aware that the Gambia supports just cause of Palestinian people. But as I mentioned on the main question, the Gambia holds the chairmanship of the OIC. In that regard, what does the government play to make sure that there is peace within these war factions?
Thank you. As chair of the OIC, our position is to continue dialogue using diplomacy and also using other means of engagement with the international community to bring resolution to the Israel-Palestinian conflict. So that is the position of Gambia as chair of the OIC. We're engaging partners in dialogue, diplomacy, and other means to bring peace to the conflict. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Since the war broke out, it's almost 2 years now. It's from October 2023 to date, it's about 2 years. You've mentioned that the position of the Gambia government is to make sure that there is dialogue. When did you start dialogue, since this war is coming up to 2 years now?
Well, the engagement has been ongoing since the start of the conflict. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Mentering, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, we just want to be sure, as chairperson, the Gambia being the chairperson of the OIC, we just want to be clear, how did the OIC, as chairperson of the OIC, participate in the dialogue or participate in support of the Palestinian government? Thank you. Directly, how did you participate? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just refer you to the just concluded extraordinary meetings of Council of Foreign Ministers that was recently held in Jeddah. These and many other international forums were being conducted in the cause of Palestine, and Gambia stood firmly and strongly condemned what is happening in Gaza. Thank you.
Member for Kantora and Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, thank you very much. Aside from condemnation and also, of course, diplomacy, is the chair also having in mind to mobilize resources in terms of food and other resources to really alleviate the suffering of the starvation of people in Palestine? Thank you. Thank you very much. I am happy also to inform that this is part of the ongoing progressive work as chair of the OIC. After the conduct of the Islamic Summit, there has been roadmap developed for Gambia's convening a lot of meetings to be able to support the Palestinian cause. We are about hosting also with the OIC Secretariat, the hosting of the Council of Ministers of Agriculture and also Food Security. That will be held sometime around October 10th in the Gambia here to mobilize resources and support in this manner. Thank you.
Member for Banjul Central.
Yeah. Honourable Minister, you made mention that Gambia also sometimes condemns the atrocities levied against the Palestinians. Can you specifically give us exactly, because I usually follow the government's social media handles. I haven't yet seen any outright condemnation from government with regards to these atrocities.
Of course, there has been a lot of, outright condemnation of what is happening. If you are following developments, as of yesterday, there has been also an airstrike on Qatar. Also, Gambia and many other member states, OIC member states, are also condemning the same action. And Gambia also is also providing a statement condemning, the airstrike. Sorry. Thank you.
Member for Brikama South, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, since the chairmanship of the OIC is with the Gambia, and you've taken a lot of diplomatic engagement, and up till today, there is no progress when it comes to the issue. Are you thinking of taking the case to the International Court of Justice, like the case of Myanmar?
Well, this is not something that is happening now. All that we are doing is to engage with partners and member states of the OIC, and also to support resolutions that has been passed. But then taking it to the ICJ is not something that I can inform now, because there are no such move currently. But if there is any, then I will inform. But as of now, we're only engaging with our partners and doing all mechanisms to support the Palestinian and also to condemn the Israelis. Thank you.
Member for Fonyi Bondale, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, will the government support the idea of taking the Israel leadership to the International Criminal Court if the diplomacy fails?
That question has been asked and answered. Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. On your behalf, I want to thank the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad. Honorable Minister, you may leave now. Clerk, you may proceed.
For oral answers by the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice.
Thank you, Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice. Please, you may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 221 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Lower Salem.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Attorney General and Minister of Justice tell this August Assembly what was the motive of this registering the AMRC, which was an act of National Assembly?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Member, for the question. The AMRC is not a company and as such has not been deregistered. Deregistration only applies to companies registered under the Companies Act. Following a thorough evaluation by the Ministry of Finance, it was determined that the AMRC had become financially untenable due to significant liabilities and persistent litigation. The ministry concluded that the continued operation of the AMRC posed a substantial financial burden on the government. Consequently, a decision was taken to initiate its liquidation. In preparation for this, non-essential staff were declared redundant, while the remaining personnel were redeployed to other government departments. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Justice is finalizing a draft bill to give effect to the liquidation process. The AMRC liquidation bill will be tabled before this August Assembly for consideration in due course.
Thank you, Justice Abai.
Member for Talinding Kunjang.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Since the AMRC is set up to manage asset management and recovery, now, what happens to those assets that they have been managing? Or are there no other assets to recover? And what next? What happens to those assets?
My ministry's involvement is just in the winding up process. Substantively, AMRC is under Ministry of Finance, so probably those substantive questions can be answered by the substantive ministry. We are only helping them to close it down legally. Yeah.
Question number 222 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we are almost in the third quarter of the year, and my understanding is that the recently established Reparation Commission is not fully supported to commence operation and disburse funds to victims. Would the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice inform this August Assembly how much of the 30 million allocated to the Commission has been disbursed?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Of the 30 million allocated to the Victims Reparations Commission in 2025 national budget, 20 million was earmarked for the reparation fund itself and 10 million allocated for the operational cost of the commission, including salaries, allowances, and other administrative expenses. With regards to operational costs, the Ministry of Finance has disbursed 5.3 million out of the 10 million allocation. Regarding the reparations fund, to date, the Ministry of Finance has disbursed 17.5 million of the 20 million allocated to the fund. The commission is yet to complete its foundational work, including the development of policies, strategies, document, and eligibility criteria before it can begin the disbursement of reparations to victims.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister and Attorney General. Considering the need and the urgency in terms of the support that the victims are now asking for or requesting as far as this Reparation Commission is concerned, is the Commission putting into consideration in terms of expediting the situation for the victims to have access to the funds?
I can answer in the affirmative, yes. The commission understands the urgency because they're already involved in the outreach and they're in touch with the victims. They know the urgency concern, so they've opened the accounts, and like I said, the money is paid into the account. But they're working on their criteria. They need to be careful how they assess and how they pay. I'm sure they are trying to finalize those ones, but once the road is clear, they will start implementation.
Understanding that if you are hungry, you can never wait, because hunger is a problem. What is the commission doing to expedite the entire process? We are not like we have to go through those protocols in terms of, making sure that indeed it's important to assess and to set up criteria. But we are talking about victims that have suffered in this country. And we are saying that there is no more time.
Point of order. Point of order. There is a point of order from member for Sabah Sanyal.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm rising on order 43.3. The time taken to ask a supplementary question shall not be more than 1 minute. The honorable member is making a statement. Let him go ahead and ask his question.
Honorable members, yes, please, Honorable Minister, provide an answer.
Yeah, yes, Honorable Speaker, the commission is autonomous if you do their legislation. So I am not involved in their operational and decision-making process. So really, we created them by law and they have their mandate and we are allocating the resources. Yes, so the pace at which they go, really, that's an operational issue for the commission.
Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintankrana, you have the floor.
I withdraw, Chair.
Member for Opanyomi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member asked a question. He said, my understanding is that the recent established Reparation Commission is not fully supported to commence operation. And the response we got from the minister is they still don't have their policy, they don't have their eligibility criteria, and we want the minister to tell us what the assertion of the honorable member, is it the truth that you are not supporting them?
No, they're receiving all the support that we can give them. We even got them some consultants to support them expedite developing of all these instruments. So they're receiving as much support as we possibly can provide.
Member for Lower Salem, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, I think sometimes ago here, there was a bill that comes to Parliament whereby all these victims, how we're going to benefit on the commissions. There are points given to each. I think that's a law that you bring in the Parliament for approval. How far the commission, I mean, how far those criteria of points of each victim we're going to get?
What? I didn't get that.
There's a law here that we passed here that the commissions we're going to work on points from 1 to 10.
On what points?
Yes.
Okay.
Points, I mean. Yes. How far because if the member is
Honorable Member for Lower Salem, Honorable Member for Lower Salem, please don't address them. Address this speaker.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, I want to be clear because if the 30 million is given to the victims, that 70 is already dispersed. Right? Now, it is by the law that we have passed here because each of them are given a point how the person will how those victims will get their monies from this commission.
So let me explain this. I'm not familiar with the point system you're talking about, but the commission, by their mandate, they are supposed to allocate a quantum of compensation depending on the kind of injury you suffered. Those who lost life, or loved ones, those who were tortured, those SGB violence. So different categories of what happened to you will determine the quantum of compensation, monetary compensation you are going to receive. Those are some of the instruments I say they are working on. So when those guidelines are ready, of course, I believe they will be published and we will all see it. Reparation payment is not necessarily going to be a one-off thing, because some people may be awarded an amount that they would not be able to pay off all of it at one go. So it may be paid in various amounts, depending on the availability of resources. That's why you will see in the legislation, the Reparation Commission is given a 5-year mandate. So it's not a check that they can draw once. So depending on how much you are awarded, they will look at what they have for this year in the budget. They will disburse that, and then next year allocation, they keep disbursing until they pay off everybody.
Question number 223 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Banjul North.
Thank you once again, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, would the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice inform this August Assembly when the government plans to gazette the list of names to be banned under the Ban from Public Office PRLC Act passed in 2023 by this Assembly? Has this list been gazetted, or is the Ban from Public Office Act 2023 merely a red herring?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The implementation of the Ban from Public Office TRRC Act of 2023 is a shared responsibility between the Ministry of Justice and the ministry responsible for public service. This is due to the fact that the individuals concerned are predominantly civil servants, and the Act introduces, for the first time in our legal framework, the concept of time-bound disqualification from holding public office based on findings related to human rights violations. This is a novel area of implementation and one that requires careful alignment with existing public service rules and constitutional safeguards. The Ministry of Justice has issued a legal opinion on the matter, noting that implementation should be conducted on a case-by-case approach. This is to ensure that those recommended for a ban are not unduly and disproportionately affected, while also ensuring that the seriousness of the allegations made against them is duly considered. It is therefore not the case that the Act is being disregarded. Rather, Honorable Speaker, the implementation process is being approached with the seriousness and procedural fairness it demands, with due regard to both the rule of law and the rights of affected individuals.
Question number.
Just some clarity. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister mentioned time bound with regards to the implementation. So I want to ask, is that time, is the lack of implementation within that time bound timeline still, or you've gone beyond the time?
No, the time bound I referred to, I said the concept of time bound disqualification, for somebody to be disqualified from holding office for a period of time. That's the time bound I was referring to.
Question number 224 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Fonya Councillor.
All right, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister, Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice inform this August Assembly why the following bills, the SIS Bill, Gambia Immigration Bill, Gambia Armed Forces Bill, Police Service Bill, Gambia Fire and Rescue Service Bill, drug law bill and prisons bill are still not before the National Assembly, despite extensive consultation and subsequent submission to the ministry.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The Ministry of Justice have completed the drafting and internal review of the following bills: the State Intelligence Service Bill, the Gambia Fire and Rescue Service Bill, and the Gambia Immigration Service Bill. These draft bills have been duly returned to their respective ministries for further instructions. With respect to Gambia Prisons Bill, the consultations are still ongoing with the Gambia Prison Services. Given the institutional reforms contemplated under the bill, further technical input is sought to ensure that the draft aligns with both international standards and national realities. As for the Gambia Police Force Bill, this was only recently submitted to the Ministry of Justice for drafting. Work on the bill has already commenced and is being given the necessary attention to ensure timely completion. On the Gambia Armed Forces and NDLEAG bill, we currently do not have these bills in our custody. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry remains committed to supporting timely enactment of these security sector reform bills and will continue to work closely with the relevant ministries to ensure they are submitted to Cabinet and ultimately tabled before this Assembly.
Yes, you won't mention about the immigration bill. What is its fate?
I've said the immigration bill is with the ministry. Is being sent to the ministry. We've done with it.
Yes, Honorable Minister, within a period of almost, and the government took over, almost 9 years, 8 years, 9 years, and looking at the importance of security sector reform, the various bills, either in consideration, sent to the aligned ministry, in the ministry, what would you tell this August Assembly, the main challenge of your ministry in making sure doing fast aspects of some of these bills are concerned? What is your main challenge as a ministry in making sure these bills are in, these bills will do the needful when it arrives at your ministry?
Yeah, but
Point of order. Let's stop something. There is a point of order from member for Opinion.
Honorable Speaker, Order 23.1, supplementary questions may be put for the purpose of elucidating an oral answer. Honorable member, what is asking now is so substantive that it's not even connected to the parent question. Thank you.
Honorable members, the member for Opanyomi just a point order the fact that a supplementary question is to elucidate on the answers or questions provided, and that the honorable member for Ponye Councillor, in his own judgment, this is a substantive question, or he is bringing in matter that is not connected to the question. In part, the honorable member for Ponye Councillor talked about 9 years, 8 years, or maybe if you want, he can say since independence. But he talks about the challenge the ministry have in expediting these bills, which of course the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice and his ministry only facilitate in terms of drafting. Also, they are not under his department. So It's like the question is pregnant, and of course, we don't have midwives here to help us deliver them. And it is huge because challenges on all those bills. So in part, yes, I think I agree that it should be better directed to those various, or to the ministry in charge of those bills, so that those ministries, they will tell us the challenges they face in getting those bills delivered to Parliament in a timely manner. And the Minister of Justice have informed this August Assembly the level at which all those bills are at and at what stage they are. So I rule in favor of the point of order. Yeah, order, honorable members. Order. He asked 2 questions. Order, honorable members. There is no order supplementary. Okay, member for Jara Central, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, in your response, you did mention that you mentioned 2 bills being returned back to their various institutions. And then you further went on the reasons why they are taken back to their institutions is for further instruction. But I would want you to explain more what you mean by these bills have been returned back to their institution for further instructions. Thank you.
So the drafting department of the Ministry of Justice, actually all of us as lawyers, we act on the instructions of our clients. You know, government is our client, various government departments and agencies. So when they want a bill, it is the sector that initiates the desire to come up with a legislation. So they will work with the drafting department. So there is usually a lot of back and forth because you will send the draft, they will draft it for you, they send it to you to look at it, whether you are satisfied. If you still want something adjusted, you write back to them and say, we looked at it, we want this adjusted. So that's a normal process. It keeps going back and forth until they agree that they've got a document that is fine. And then the ministry will clear it, and then they take it to cabinet, and subsequently the relevant minister will come and table it here. So that back and forth between the sector and the department is normal. It's just the changes. So when we draft, they send, the ministry writes back and give further instruction, change that clause, change that other clause, do it that way. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Honorable members, on your behalf, I want to thank the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice for those answers provided. Honorable Minister, Attorney General, thank you. Clerk, we may proceed.
Thank you. Question for oral answers continues. The Honorable Minister for Interior.
Thank you, Honorable Minister for Interior. You may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Interior by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 225 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as the 2026 elections approaches, could the Honorable Minister for Interior inform this August Assembly as to how prepared and transparent is the ministry to deal with hate speech?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Interior, in collaboration with the UNDP Infrastructure for Peace Project 2024-27, and under the Peace Building Fund, is leading a nationwide campaign to strengthen peace building and social cohesion in the Gambia. In partnership with the National Human Rights Commission, UNESCO, and other UN agencies, the Gambia Police Force is being trained on the Hate Speech Act and the capacity of the cybercrime and intelligence unit enhanced to effectively monitor and detect comments of political and religious intolerance. Honorable Speaker, preparations are underway to ensure a transparent and peaceful 2026 election, including equipment assessment, operational planning, and capacity building. Through bilateral cooperation with Turkey, 10 police officers will soon undergo a training of trainers course on election security covering all aspects of election preparations and management. Thank you.
Thank you. No further question.
Nominated member Maimuna Sisi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, according to the hate speech we are talking about, there's any routine international enforcement when it comes to hate speech, or unless when the authorities need them on their arrival in the Gambia, that's where they will effect any charges of the law against them.
Honorable Speaker, I'm not very clear about your question.
Okay. I said if there is any routine international enforcement about hate speech, as we prepare in the 2026 election, or the authorities will always wait until they arrive in the Gambia, that's where the law will take the due course.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. You know, one of the problems is to enforce it internationally is always a problem, because what obtained in other countries are not obtained in the Gambia. Sometimes we do write to embassies and then through our Interpol connection, but it's left to the country to act or react to our suggestion. We have been writing to them, but some of these countries are still reluctant to do so.
Question number 226 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Lower Badibu. I understand he authorized the member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Interior inform this August Assembly the reasons why the Gambia Immigration Department embarked on issuance of identification cards to Gambians outside the jurisdiction when Gambians within find it hard to acquire the said document?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Gambia Immigration Department embarked on enrollment of eligible citizens of the Gambia for the issuance of identification cards so far in 3 countries, Mauritania, Gabon, and Togo, in due consideration of the following reasons. Firstly, given that all Gambian citizens have equal rights, the Gambia Immigration Department has a legal responsibility to serve all Gambian citizens. The legal basis is found in Section 17, subsection 1 and 2 of the Nationality and Citizenship Act. This provision guarantees all citizens aged 18 and above the right to apply for a national identity card, regardless of their geographical location. Gambians living abroad retain their citizenship and therefore are equally entitled to national identity card and documents, which are essential for accessing consular services, legal identification, and re-entry into countries that they want to go. Secondly, many Gambians abroad face legal or administrative challenges without valid identification cards. Reaching citizens outside the country to enroll them for ID cards help prevent statelessness or legal complications for our citizens in foreign countries. Honorable Speaker, missions for ID card enrollment abroad are often temporary and targeted, unlike the continuous operation required inside the Gambia. Currently, the problem of domestic ID card issuance have been largely addressed, and citizens can now apply acquired ID card within 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you may agree with me that we have more Gambians in other European countries than the specific countries that you started issuing ID card. What was the criteria that you used to identify these 3 countries?
Thank you. That is so. maybe most of the Europeans, they don't need ID card, they need passport. That's why we have consular office, and then we are, in fact, going to establish 3 enrollment offices in Spain, Italy, 4, London, and America. We are just waiting for the immigration officers to be giving visas. We are asking them to give us visa for 2 years. So because they cannot stay permanent. Those are mobile things, they'll be going up and down. The way you issue ID card, passport without a problem, that the same you also issue ID card because they are all national documents. So I don't see a reason why the ID card issue is a problem. And then for the reason why we went to Mauritania, because you know there is this we call the backward. So the European and the Arab world are putting pressure on Mauritania because that's a transit point. So Mauritania also wanted to get everybody out of the country. So without documentation, they don't know which country you come from. So that was the reason we are in Mauritania. Togo also it was a request and government was a request. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And how transparent do you think this process will be outside the Gambia?
You know, ID cards enrollment is a system. What we do when we are enrolling people in the country, that's also we do when we are enrolling you outside. So once you are enrolled, documents are sent, we verify, confirm, and then issue. Thank you.
Member for Lower Salem, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, which document that can acquire you this ID card when you are outside the jurisdiction? Because here, if you to apply, you need parent ID card, Akalos attestation, stamped by chief, then your mother's ID card. But if those migrants who doesn't have those documents, how can they acquire this ID card from your ministry?
I need to do this clarification. Even if you are a Gambian, if you don't submit any document to say you are a Gambian, you can't be issued an ID card. What obtained here, that's what also obtained there. Some of them are just renewal, some of them has these documents, some of them have birth certificate. Not everybody that apply is even issued. Some of them are rejected. You cannot prove that you are a Gambian citizen. So everything that is done in the Gambia, that's also what is done outside. So everybody we issued with an ID card in Mauritania give us the necessary document, verified, authenticated, and we issue.
A member for Banjul North, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. In your response, you did mention about the period in terms of issuing ID card within the country. You said 2 weeks. But I just want to ascertain something. Because of recent, I accompanied one of my sisters to get an ID card. And according to the response, according to the information that we got is that she can go and come after 1 month to receive the ID card. Why is that the case?
Thank you very much, Honorable. I think you don't even look at my answer. I was saying some of those problems are now resolved. You know, those days we have about 7,000 ID cards that were on the line for printing. And then because of the ID card, people need to understand the ID card has a chip. And because of this Ukraine problem, we are not able to get all the ID cards we requested at one go. We get 25,000 and we issue those ones. So we were left with 70,000 that we did not print. That was the reason why you have those things. Now we have got the 50,000 that we requested. That's why we are saying you can get your ID card within, in fact, if you are in Carnifing, you can get it within even 2 days, 3 days. But outside, you can get it in 7 days. Those problems are not. We don't have any backlog as of now. The 70,000, while we are giving 1 month, 2 months, because we only had 1,000 and we are issuing on emergencies. Now we have them, you can even get it within 2 days.
Member for Banjul Central, you have the floor.
Honourable Minister, you made mention during your deliberation that it's based on the need from these specific countries. So is this a government strategy approach, or is it based on a country need? Just want to be clear.
In fact, generally it's the government strategy, but we are doing case by case. depending on the request from that particular country. We just from Guinea-Bissau, and there was a request also, and we are also going to Guinea-Bissau.
Member for Fonyi Bintang Karana, you have the floor.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, most of the time when we ask the issue of the ID card here in the country, sometimes the minister will tell us the ID cards that they have been provided all over. But in reality, he said within 2 days or 5 days, whatever. It does not exist like that, Honorable Minister. To be very honest with you. And that's what I'm telling him, so that he clarify that point. That, Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister, definitely, to be honest with you, what exists there, I think you need to go and confirm it.
Honorable Member.
Yes.
Honorable Member.
Yes.
Don't abuse the process. Don't do that. The member for Talinding Kunjang, you have the floor. Supplementary. You are okay. Member for Same.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, could your office provide the list of all these applicants outside the country?
Actually, we did. I don't know why it is not printed and given to you. The list and their names, where they come from in the Gambia and everything, age and everything is there. I don't know why it was not provided. It's a kind of an attachment. Yes. No, it is sent to your office. I don't know why it wasn't printed.
Thank you. Question number 227 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, given the level of influx of migrants from neighboring countries into the Gambia, could the Honorable Minister for Interior inform this August Assembly whether his ministry through the Immigration Department maintains any records of these immigrants?
Honorable Speaker, may I inform this August Assembly that the Gambia Immigration Department is fulfilling its mandate to regulate the movement of foreign nationals, has significantly strengthened its operation capacity. The department now maintains a centralized biometric database on immigrations and has successfully installed the Migration Information Data Analysis, called MIDAS, at 7 major entry points and integrated immigration control system, IICS, at the Banjul International Airport. This system captures and stores data of people entering and leaving this country. Furthermore, the Gambia Immigration Department has intensified international patrol to cope irregular migration through porous borders, while working closely with local authorities and landlords to ensure proper registration of all aliens under the Registration of Alien Act 1977. These strategies have greatly improved data accuracy on immigration registration.
Thank you.
Question number 228 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Serekunda. The Honorable Member for Serekunda West, and he authorized the Member for Bakau to read on his behalf.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Interior inform this August Assembly what his ministry is doing to make life secure in the neighborhood of Kololi Taban in Serekunda West constituency from harassment and theft? Within vicinity, those restraining worshippers from performing Fajr prayers at the Garapi and Kotu South Mosque, feature in our hands and the West African Insurance Institute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, may I inform this August Assembly that the Gambia Police Force recently conducted raids at Kololi Taban area, during which some suspects were arrested and are now being prosecuted at the County Magistrate Court. To sustain the gain made, more intensive visibility and preventive patrols are ongoing in the area through the deployment of a robust multi-agency security task force. Honorable Speaker, in addition, the community policing and public relations units of the Gambia Police Force are preparing to conduct a community sensitization program in the area. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I am frequently a visitor around that Kotu Taban area. But the movement around that, and according to the main question, is terrible. As a ministry, will it not be ideal to have a station there?
I don't think that will be necessary because we have a station at Senegambie, which is not very close. We also have a station at the other side, which is Bakote. We have a station at Bundum, at least within Kolole, within almost 500 meters radius. We have about 3-4 stations there. So it's not possible to put another station there. So that's why we are having intensive patrol there and checkpoint.
No further question.
Member for Fonye Councillor, you have the floor.
Yes, Honorable Minister, as per the structures that you have said within the stations and also frequent patrols, are there any challenges in making sure some of those issues are addressed? If so, what are those challenges you can illustrate to the police so that members of the National Assembly will also get a befitting informed answer to be able to support?
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Logistics.
The member for Banjul Central, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you. Honorable Minister, since we are in a technological era, is it ideal that these areas that are more frequently crime prone to maybe look for alternatives like CCTV, installations and stuff like that? Are your ministry looking into those areas?
Yes, the ministry is working on this CCTV, Safe City, but it involves a lot of money. I don't know whether, I think before the end of December, we will finish with the plan, but I don't know whether Gambia will be able to put it or the National Assembly will be able to approve that bill. But we are coming with a Safe City program.
Member for Serekunda, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Minister. It is the primary cause of those criminal activities around Kololi Taban is mainly because of there are these pubs, bars operating until late hours in a residential community. So don't your ministry have any policy to regulate those bars, pubs, and restaurants operating?
We are doing so. That's why we always often raid them. But the problem is, all these pubs and bars are within the community, within compounds. They created these things by themselves because they know they should not have these bars and in various compounds. But in everywhere you go around those Kololi Taban, all these pubs are sometimes hidden in compound that we don't even know. You will not even know where there is a bar also. So I think the residents also need to help the police to fight this menace.
Member for Talinding Kunyang, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. I first want to thank the police for that success rate and prosecution. I've been following it on the news. Like the Serekunda member just said, and in following up from your this thing. That place is TDA, Storage Development Area. And one of the benefits of TDA goes with bars and restaurants and all these things. So in combating these crimes, you've mentioned community sensitization. Can you inform us what would community sensitization achieve in combating this crime? Because most of the people who are involved in this are non-Gambians.
We think most of the people involved in that are non-Gambian. Most of them are Gambian, in fact. So I don't know where you get your record or statistics. But
Honorable Member for Bundunka Kunda, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, based on your submission, I heard that you said there is a collaboration between the police and the community policing. So I want to know what mechanism can we use as a community, especially a community with a community police, to combat such criminality within their community? Because sometimes police may not be available, but the community police will be there. So what can we give them in terms of authority so that they will be able to at least disperse or intervene to address such gatherings? Thank you.
Honorable Minister, our answer when you speak to the mic, and then be very clear so that they'll be able to know or get the words coming out of you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. You know, any successful operation is intel-led. So when you work with the community, they give you the intelligence. Once you have the intelligence, you're able to do raids and then successful raids.
Question number 229 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Talinding Kunjang.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Following the completion of the issuance of Gambian ID cards in Mauritania, could the Honorable Minister for Interior inform this August Assembly the total number of people issued with Gambian identification cards in Mauritania, their gender and age distributions, and how many are renewed ones, and how many have been issued for the first time?
Honorable Speaker, may I inform this August Assembly that a total of 532 Gambians has applied and enrolled for the ID card in Mauritania. The full list is herewith attached for ease of reference. We have sent the list. Yeah, I don't know why it was not. You can pass it around. They have it.
Honorable, please, order, honorable members, order. Honorable members, order, please. If you cannot do that now, when he's done, the staff will collect it, or he will submit it to the office of the clerk. Please.
Yes.
Honorable Minister, have you provided, are you done with the answer? Any supplementary question? No, I mean, do you have supplement? You are okay with the answer? All right, in the absence of any further supplementary, Honorable Minister, you can't do that now.
I'm not saying you give it to me right now, but he hasn't said how it is going. Normally, it is given to the clerk. He's happening.
Yeah, he will do that.
Yeah, you have to assure me to complete my question.
He
You cannot ignore me
provided
like
this
that.
morning. Members will have, please.
Come on.
Order,
Complete my
members.
question.
He will provide the list later. In fact, he has provided the list to the office. So this, no further. Yes, member for Fonyi bin Dankarano.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. When the list is provided, it should be shared with members so that we avoid such confusion in the future. Thank you.
Honorable member, take your seat. Question number 230 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Talinding Kunya.
In his earlier answer, he did mention something like this, so I withdraw this one.
Question number 231 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Basse.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Interior update this August Assembly what measures or penalties is levied on the reckless drivers who hit the street lights, poles, and side barriers, bars, and can you update us?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Drivers found guilty of violating the Motor Traffic Act and its regulations are charged and arraigned before the court. In the In the meanwhile, where the case involves damage to public property, it is assessed and the full cost of repairs is borne by the drivers responsible. Mr. Speaker, plans are in place to deploy digital traffic enforcement system aimed at improving road safety. The new road transport bill is also at its finalization stage. The bill is a modern law that elaborately prescribes offenses and provides for stiffer penalties. It will serve as the legal framework that promotes road safety in the country. It will establish an authority that coordinates and regulates activities, procedures, and standards related to road safety, to provide for vehicle registration and licensing, the movement of the people and goods on roads, vehicle safety standards, driver's licensing and training, traffic rules and commercial transport regulations, to enhance efficiency, environmental sustainability, and provide for related matters in the bill. Meanwhile, the Gambia Police Force remains strongly committed to ensuring the safe use of our roads and highways through continuous highway patrol.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, since inception of the road construction, I use that road frequently, and most of the poles have been damaged, and the side road barriers have been damaged, and yet still they are not replaced. I wonder whether these fines are being paid, and who is keeping these funds?
Yes, if it is asset, you pay to NRA, and in fact, for the meantime, is the contractor who is responsible for the replacement within the 1 year. That's why we are doing everything possible to make sure we have this new bill, which is almost done, and then it will be brought to Parliament. But people are paying for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Don't you think it should be spot fine so that at least these street lights will be replaced within a short period of time?
That spot fine. Even if you do spot fine, the accused person also have the option to go to the court if they don't want to pay the spot fine. And spot fine is how much a pole will cost. But the new bill will take care of it.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for Interior, for those answers provided, and I want to thank you sincerely. You may now leave. Thank you. Clerk, may proceed.
Thank you. Question for oral answers continues. The Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security, please, you may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security by honorable members for oral reply. Oral answers. Question number Question number 275 of 2025 by the honorable member for Brikama South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security inform this August Assembly about the purchasing power in terms of capacity of groundnut buying from farmers which is exported? What is the minimum annual revenue generated and the foreign exchange earned?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Brikama South. For the past trading season, all groundnut supplied by farmers during the designated season were purchased by the corporation. For 2025, the corporation purchased 25,097 metric tons at the farm gate price of $38,000 per metric ton, totaling 953,686,000 Gambian dollars. The corporation also incurred operating costs of 274,000. There was also a financing cost to the corporation, which was 197,496,000. So the total amount in terms of capacity for the last trading season was $1,311,680,250. This was the capacity for groundnut buying for the past season. And the second part of your question, which says the annual revenue generated. The amount of money generated was $648,225,250. And in foreign exchange terms, it was $9,241,931 US. The government subsidy part was 627,425,000 Gambian dollars. This was the government subsidy. The amount before that was the foreign exchange that was raised in terms of dollar and in terms of dollars. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for that detailed information. But the 2025, the purchasing power was 25. I want you to be specific here. Is if we have more than 25,000 metric tons, probably 40 or more, but what exactly can GGC buy? What is their capacity? Like if they have up to 50,000 metric tons, are they able to buy it or not?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Brikama. Yes, GGC has the capacity to buy if the farmers present during the designated season of up to 50,000. Because what happens is the money that is allocated to GGC, once it is exhausted, the corporation uses commercial banks for financing, supported by either the central bank or the Ministry of Finance. But as long as any Gambian farmer present their groundnuts during the designated season, the GGC has the capacity to buy every nut that is presented. Once the government allocated funds are exhausted, the corporation will use commercial banks for financing.
According to the statistic you gave, like there was about 648 million that was realized, which is equivalent to $9 million US. Is that suffice to sponsor the preceding season instead of subsidizing like 350 something million and like how much government is putting about 680 something million? So does that suffice to take care of it instead of government supplement?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Member, as of now, that amount will not suffice, is not sufficient, because the amount of money the government spends at farm gate price is higher than the amount of money government sells the groundnuts for to the international market. The groundnut price in this country is raised to support the farmers. Last season, the government procured groundnut at $38,000 per ton. I'm sure you are aware of that. It was sold, if you divide this 648 million, that was the revenue that was realized. If you divide that by the number of tons that was exported, you will realize that the government received per ton $25,830 per ton instead of the $38,000 the government purchased it for. So the amount of money that was raised is never going to be enough to buy the subsequent season. However, that is why government subsidy comes in, to be able to support the farmers. Otherwise, if government buys groundnut at the price at which it will sell it, farmers will suffer. The price will be too low. So the price is increased so that farmers can benefit. Thank you.
Question number 276 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Lower Badibu. You authorize the member for Bakau to read on his behalf.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security inform this August Assembly what criteria is his ministry uses for one to qualify or benefit from free seed distribution?
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Bakau, on behalf of Lower Badibu. The criteria used by the ministry to supply farmers with certified seed is as follows. First, there is a farmer sensitization and planning meetings that are conducted across the regions on food crop production by the extension staff of the Department of Agriculture. The assessment is undertaken to understand farmer needs with regards to seed access, paying particular attention to youth, women, and the vulnerable households. All seed distributions are conducted by our regional agricultural directorates across the country, leveraging on our existing regional warehouses and district and village extension staff. All recipients are digitally registered, and all farmers and farmer organizations on demand for rice and maize seeds were supplied in the entire country on time and at no cost to the farmers. Thank you.
The set criteria that you mentioned, are my people from Bakau Women's Garden benefiting from this? I said you've mentioned the criteria that you are using to supply free seeds. I'm asking whether my people from Bakau Women's Garden are benefiting from this.
Order, honorable members, order. Of course, he is asking on behalf of the member, so he have to make best use of it. There is no free meal. Honorable Minister, please provide answer.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member. Bakau Women's Garden is under our Directorate of Urban Agriculture. The urban agriculture is treated as good as the regions in CRR North, South, NBR, or any of the regions. Criteria set across the country, and the women in the Bakau Garden are beneficiaries of our Roots project and our GAP SP project, and they have been recipients of seeds across the seasons. Thank you.
Question number 277 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Lower Salo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security provide this August Assembly with the update on the amount spent on procurement fertilizers during this year, and how much was budgeted for this fiscal year 2025?
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Lower Salem. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security was provided for during this last budget by this Assembly an amount of $507,135,750. This was the amount budgeted for fertilizer. However, in this year, the ministry procured 20,000 metric tons of NPK of various forms and 5,000 metric tons of urea. The total cost of the 25,000 metric ton is $1,430,938,000. I can repeat so that you can capture that. $1,430,938,000. The recovery element, and when I say recovery element, I mean when this fertilizer is sold, 25,000 metric tons is 500,000 bags. If they are sold to the farmers at 1,100, that recovery element is 550 million. So if you remove the 550 million from the cost, we had a debt of $880,930,000. Out of this $880,930,000, that is where the budget came in. The budget of $507,135,750. So we had a gap of $373,802,250. This gap was funded through commercial banks with the support of the Central Bank and the Ministry of Finance. $373,802,250. This was the gap between the budget and the debt for fertilizer, and this was funded through commercial banks with the support of Central Bank and MOFIA.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for that adequate answer. For 373,802, that is sponsored by the commercial bank. Honorable Minister, are you ready to tell us, if I tell you the Minister of Finance says $808,353,000,000 are wired to pay this subsidy? It is right.
Honorable Speaker, I would request that he repeat his statement. If he is making a question, he can just summarize the question so that I can answer.
You said 373,802,000. That is the balance, that is the funding gap. That was already paid by the commercial banks. But in the first budget presented by the Minister of Finance, he set up 808,353,000,000 was wired to pay this amount of money. It is adequate information.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Member for Lower Salum. If your question is, is this adequate? Well, no. The numbers I gave you are facts. They are current, and these are the true numbers that reflect the amount of fertilizer procured, the amount of money paid to the suppliers, the recovery element, and the debt gap. Difference of the budget, which was 507 million, and the debt gap of 373. These numbers are current and factual.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for that answer. Honorable Minister, so are you ready to tell us then there was no environment that was made to pay by the Minister of Finance with this amount?
I wouldn't tell you there was no environment. In my answers, I said the funding gap was funded from commercial bank with the support of the Central Bank and the Ministry of Finance. So that should be sufficient to tell you the Ministry of Finance played a role. Whether they did the environment or they only secured the funding from commercial banks is a whole ball game. But I cannot tell you there was no environment.
Member for Nyamina West, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, in his answers, he let us know that the amount or the quantity of fertilizer bought, which is the chemical fertilizer. Honorable Minister, did your ministry consider buying organic fertilizer too? If so, inform us the how much, the quality of how much you bought. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Nyamina West. In 2025, the Ministry of Agriculture did not procure organic fertilizer, and that's because in the previous year, the ministry procured 6,000 metric tons of organic fertilizer. The level of uptake is very slow. The entire stock is not fully absorbed by our farmers, and we think it's a waste to subsequently buy another tonnage of organic fertilizer when the one that was procured in the previous year has not been fully absorbed yet. Thank you.
Question number 278 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Lower Salum.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, Honourable Speaker, could the Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Securities provide this esteemed assembly with all records regarding the 180 tractors procured by the government, include the GPVA approval, bidding documents, signed contract, and all other relevant documents in the transactions, including the proof of delivery.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Lower Salum. The tender for the 180 tractors was published on the Standard newspaper on July 1st, 2024. A copy of that newspaper has been submitted to the Office of the Clerk. We had a number of bidders, specifically 5. Evaluation was conducted by the Contracts Committee of the Ministry of Agriculture, chaired by my permanent secretary, and awards were made to the 2 most responsive bidders, that was Yona Enterprise and Gach, at 50% each. Notification of award was issued on the 12th of August, 2024. However, it is worth pointing out that the Ministry of Agriculture, having completed a capacity assessment provided for in Section 12, 3, and 4 of the GPPA Act, was authorized to carry out procurement without obtaining the approval of the GPPA for a period of 2 years, starting 20th of March 2024 to the 19th of March 2026. A certificate to that effect is attached, and there was no need for GPPA approval for these tractors. Thank you very much.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, why this 180 tractors was returned for the second time?
What? Huh?
I said, why the 180 tractors, there was an award later that was given, who is the first winner. Then later it was returned again for the second time. What was the issue?
Honorable Member, I'm not sure what you are giving us probably is a new element that we are not aware of, and it is not on the, because you are talking about the bidding documents, tender, and but now, after following his answer, you are talking about why there was a second tender.
Yes, I said in my supplementary,
Honorable, yes. Can you repeat your question, please?
Honorable Speaker, in my questions, I asked the signed contract. I said, the initial bidding, that was somebody who was contacted for the first time. Then later, they asked for the second tender. What happened? What has happened for the second tender?
Honorable Speaker, for point of order.
A point of order by a member for Cantora and Majority Leader.
I think it's a phone, please. It's okay. Honorable Speaker, I think the current question.
No, orders, please.
Is to ask.
Please, Majority Leader.
Yes.
Please take your seat.
Huh?
Put up your
I'm
mic.
rising on point.
Put up your mic. You put up the. You put on your mic. Why? Please. Yes, honorable member, please. Can we hear your point of order, member for Cantora and Majority Leader?
Honorable Speaker, if you look at order 37C, a question shall not contain references, opinions. Go to 38, rather. A question shall not contain references, opinions, interpretation, or ironical issues. So what was asked was to tender a documentation, and that's supposed to suffice. The minister was asked to bring all documentation regarding the tender process. So once it's confirmed that it has been submitted, that will suffice.
Honorable Speaker,
Honorable members, order. That order number is not relevant. Please, that order is not relevant. Please, honorable member.
Honorable Minister.
Honorable member, please don't quarrel. Address me.
Honorable Minister, I'm just doing my job, and I just need a clarity. In my questions, I asked the contract, because there was a tender process initially, the 180, but then later, then they retender it again. Because the first one, there is a person who won the contract, and he was awarded the contract, document. And it was
Point of order.
Allow me to come.
Order.
Give me clarity.
There is a point of order by the member for Nyamina West.
Point of order as well.
By the member for Nyamina West.
Okay, thank you. Order 38-2. No speech shall be made by any member in asking a question, and no debate shall be permitted on any question. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Order. Honorable member for Nyamina West, you are out of order.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, order. There is point of order by the member for Cantora.
Yeah, point of 38J. A question fully answered shall not be asked again. So basically, the question has been fully answered. Please, you are not the speaker to rule that. A question fully answered shall not be asked again. So basically, I don't have any motive on this. Basically, he's been asked to submit documentation, and the minister has provided documentation to the office of the clerk. So the documents should all be available to the member. Thank you.
Honorable member for Cantora and Majority, you are out of order.
On a point of
member
order.
for Sabah Sanjal, can I hear your point of order?
Yeah, point of order, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm rising on order 43-4. A supplementary question shall not be in order if it introduces matters not included in the original question and the answers provided. The honorable member is asking for a process of retendering, and in his original question, he is referring to tenders, bidding documents, signed contracts, and other relevant documents. in this.
Honorable members, order, please. Please go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, the honorable member in his original question is asking for bidding documents, GPP approval, signed contracts, and relevant documents in the transaction, including a proof of delivery. And that has nothing to do with a retendering process that was done. I submit, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, thank you. He rose a point of order on 43.4, and that the honorable member's questions was answered, but his supplementary is a new element for another bidding, which I agree. Order sustained.
Honorable Speaker,
Order, please go ahead, sir.
already you know what I'm going, where I'm going to.
Please go ahead.
So this is why.
Honorable member, please don't do that. Honorable member.
No, because
no,
the way you, the way you are doing.
Honorable member, don't do that. Don't do that. Take your seat. Please take your seat. Honorable member, please. Honorable, you are abusing the process. You are abusing the process. Honorable members, clerk, please take a seat. Honorable members, I want to draw members to 29 sub 7. That is content of speeches. And the conduct of the speaker or judges or other persons performing judicial function in respect of those functions shall not be referred to except on a substantive motion. Please avoid what you are doing. Don't do that. Honorable member, every member have the right to rise to a point of order, and it's the duty of the speaker to make a ruling, and of course, in the conduct of business, it's the duty of the speaker to ensure that there is order and decorum. Either members or the speaker can raise objection to members in respect of standing orders, as you always do. When I rule in your favor, also you are happy. If other members also, please, Honorable, don't do that. If members rise to a point of order, it's my duty to rule on those points of order. And if they affect you, you cannot use that ruling and attack my person and be attacking the person of the speaker for behaving disorderly. That is not correct. I don't appreciate that. We have a duty to conduct the business. We have respect and accord each and every member respect they deserve, including yourself. I have high regard for you. You cannot be attacking me person on sentiment and on personal. Don't do that. What you said is personal sentiment. I want members to take note. Please ask your remaining supplementary question.
Honorable Minister, now we can go ahead. How much the tractor is procuring? Each tractor is procured. How much? If you are in question, if you are not, I'm fine with the question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Lower Salum. The cost of a tractor is $32,450 US.
The member for Banjul North, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, I think I will withdraw because I just wanted to ascertain what the minister said in terms of the availability of the documents. But as he said, he has already submitted. So I withdraw.
Member for Nyamina Dankunku, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your response, you informed this August Assembly there was a bidding process floated on Standard newspaper in 2024. During the bidding process, two successful bidders were awarded the contract, that is Gach and Yona. Was this the only bidding process that was done in the procurement of these tractors?
Honorable member, I will not allow any member to circumvent against the ruling that I made. That is, no, you can't do that. You cannot do that. I have made a ruling that that question is a new element and is out of order. You cannot ask that.
I am quoting from what the minister
Can you reframe? Can you reframe it? You can, because what you are saying, you are asking. No. You are asking if that was the only bidding that was done.
No. Honorable Speaker, I am exactly quoting on the response of the minister. That's what the minister told us. He told us a bidding process was floated on Standard newspaper. He told us. Unless and until if the minister tell us, he did not tell us that. But that's what he told us in 2024. And he informed us that two successful bidders were awarded the contract. That is Gach and Yuna. This is an answer from the minister. I am asking now whether this was the only bidding process that was done in the procurement of these tractors.
Yeah, honorable member, you see, it's the same I said. The question was second bidding, and then there was a point of order, and I ruled that question out. And now your question is as simple as that, asking for another bidding process. That's the truth.
I am actually quoting from from the minister's response.
I agree that you disagree with me and you have a right to that. But I also have a right to preserve the rules of order and the rules of procedures. Any other supplementary? Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Food Security, Livestock and Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security. I want to thank you for those answers provided. Please, you may go. Clerk, we may proceed.
Thank you. Question for oral answers continues by the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs.
Thank you. Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, please proceed to the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 269 of 2025 by the honorable member for Brikama North, and he authorized the member for Brikama South to read on his behalf.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Minister for Land, Regional Government and Religious Affairs and the Vice President confirmed that no paramount CFO had been appointed and that they would advise His Excellency the President on the matter. Since then, no appointment has been made. Is the Honorable Minister aware that the continued non-appointment of the paramount CFO contravenes Section 131 B of the Local Government Act? What immediate step will the minister take to remedy this breach and ensure compliance with the law?
Honorable Speaker, I'm pleased to inform the National Assembly member for Brikama North constituency that while government is fully conscious of the legal provisions as enshrined in Section 13(1)(b)(1) of the Local Government Act 2002 as amended, requiring the appointment of a paramount CFO. I am to inform this August Assembly that His Excellency the President is currently not considering such appointment until further notice.
Honorable Minister, with all due respect, I think this is the second time this question is appearing, and I did ask a parliamentary question. You are the policy advisor to the President in respect to the protection of the laws of this country. And Section 131B, failing to appoint the paramount CFO is a contravention of the law of this country. And as a policy advisor, what are you going to do as a minister that is advising the President in this matter?
Honorable Speaker, I can remember a question that was asked regarding the issue of paramount chief. The question was there an appointed paramount chief? And that question was adequately answered. However, you're absolutely right. We should be advising His Excellency President on issue of policy, and I would endeavor to do so in this case. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, are you telling me you are going to be part of a system where you are going to be bridging the laws of the country as far as you are concerned as a minister?
Honorable Member, can you repeat that question, please? That statement, I didn't get that properly.
Excuse me. Honorable Minister, my question is as far as we are concerned, especially you as the relevant minister, and is one of your core mandates in advising the President. And continuously, I vividly remember this was done on 2 occasions. What exactly can you do and make sure that this constitutional provision will not be breached again?
I have said I would endeavor to do exactly what you are advising me, is to advise the President. I would endeavor to do so.
Question, Member for Talinding Kunjang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In his earlier answer, he said the President is not considering to appoint a paramount chief. Can you inform this August Assembly why is that so?
Probably because I have not advised him, and I've endeavored to advise him to consider it.
Member for Serekunda, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Since you've said that you haven't advised the President, does that mean that your ministry doesn't deem it necessary to have a paramount chief?
We deem it necessary because it's in the laws of the Gambia, and we'll go by the laws that govern this country.
Member for Same, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, have your ministry ever discussed this issue with the President?
I'm not answering that question because it's out of my purview to discuss matters I discuss with the President because it's August.
I know, I mean your ministry.
Honorable, please, Honorable Member, please take your seat. Member for Bakau, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, by not giving any advice to the President for the appointment of a paramount chief, is it not? Are you not violating the 2002 Local Government Act?
I have said I would endeavor to do as provided in the law.
Member for Nyamena Dankunku, you have the.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, this matter has been lingering in your ministries for quite a long time. Can you inform this August Assembly from today, this is a violation of an act that is under your ministry. Can you confirm to this August Assembly today, if you leave this August chamber, can you give us a timeline when you're going to solve this matter?
I cannot give you a timeline because I'm not the appointing authority, but I said I would endeavor to make sure that the process is respected.
Question number 270 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Banjul Central.
Honorable Speaker, given the recent amendments to the Rent Act, which were intended to address long-standing issues of exploitation and housing insecurity, tenants continue to face rampant abuse, including arbitrary evictions, predatory rent hikes, and a pervasive culture of impunity among landlords. Could the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs tell this August Assembly when will his ministry move beyond legislative gestures and take decisive enforcement action to protect vulnerable citizens and ensure that the Rent Act is implemented to the letter?
Honorable Speaker, may I inform the member for Banjul Central that the Ministry is aware of the amendment of the Rent Act 2024, and I'm aware of the present persistent challenges faced by tenants across the country. On that note, I will liaise with the judiciary through the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice for this expeditious enforcement of the Act.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Can we have a probable timeline as to exactly when these things will happen to the Ministry of Justice? As you
I will liaise with them as soon as possible.
Okay.
Question number 272 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Janjambure is out. Question number 2. He authorized the member for Councillor to read on his behalf.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs update this August Assembly on the lease application, lease agreement, terms and condition of the lease, sketch plan, payment term, and evidence of EIA, that is Environmental Impact Assessment, if conducted by the community of Korob village in Upper Fuladu, CRR South, July 2017, and Swami India facilitated by the Office of the Governor. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, may I inform the Honorable Member for Janjambure constituency that the Ministry is yet to provide the necessary answer for the question raised by the Honorable Member of Janjambure. However, the Ministry will fully furnish this information to the Office of the Clerk as soon as possible.
Yes, thank you. As soon as possible. How soon? Is
very soon indeed. We are working on it.
Okay.
Question number 273 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Talinding Kunjang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs announced at a press conference that they have adopted 40 recommendations of the Kamala Land Investigation Task Force. Could the Honorable Minister inform this August Assembly what these recommendations are and how his ministry implemented each of the recommendations so far?
Honorable Member for Talinding Kunjang constituency, the Ministry has successfully reviewed and implemented recommendations outlined in the Kamala Land Investigation Task Force report. Please be informed that the 14 recommendations can be obtained from the Kamalo report, which is submitted alongside to you for your retention and information.
Yes, the report has been submitted to the office of the clerk this morning. It's a bit bulky, but I'm sure they will provide copies to honorable members. Question number 274 of 2025 by the honorable member for Serekunda.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs clarify to this August Assembly whether community development staffs in the regions are permitted to charge fees for services such as drafting constitutions and writing proposals for communities?
Honorable Member for Serekunda constituency, I am pleased to inform you that the Honorable Member, I am pleased to inform the Honorable Member of Serekunda that the staff of this DCD in regions, historically, these services had been provided free of charge as part of the department's mandate to empower rural communities. But recently, the Community Development Assistance and Regional
Any supplementary?
And I have it offhand, and regional officers have been facing challenges vis-a-vis they lack computers, laptops, and stationaries. Therefore, this cost has become enormous for them to deliver. Whilst the importance of this document to them, to the communities, is for one, to be able to partner with development partners because it's a requirement for them to get it, and also other donor participants who want to work with them. Therefore, the cost element has become too high for them to do, and that's why sometimes they ask for a token cost towards the fulfillment of that request that the communities are making to them.
So, are you telling me that so they are? It is okay for them to be collecting fees from people from the community?
I am not saying so at all. I'm only saying that because of the cost element involved, and this is not budgeted by government for them, they now find it difficult, and communities also contribute towards the preparation of those documents by those fees that they are giving to them.
So are those fees self-raised revenues for the institution or for those individuals, the community development staff?
It is not meant for the institution, it is not meant for the officers, it's meant for the cost of the materials to get their documents done.
Member for Banjul Central, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, so are you saying that they are not legally mandated? They are not legally mandated to levy fees from the community?
There's no law forbidding them supporting and assisting in fulfilling that request from the communities.
The member for Brikama South.
Honorable Minister, is there a static fee that is charged to the community?
I'm not aware of a static fees because the volume of work may not be the same from one document to another, from one community to another.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government, for those answers provided. You may go now. Thank you, sir, for those answers provided to this assembly. Honorable members, be it resolved that this August Assembly do stand adjourned until Thursday, 11 September 2025 at 10 a.m. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. This Assembly now stand adjourned until Thursday, 11 September 2025 at 10 a.m.